Welcome back to Facts with your host, Caroline.
And Jazz,
Um,
Happy
so
New
we're back
Year!
to Happy New Year, and we're back to filming. If you're watching this on YouTube, at Facts PC. If you're listening to this on Spotify, you can watch us on YouTube, and if you're on YouTube, you can listen to this on Spotify. So, and you
Yes,
know what? Let's just get this out of the way. Follow us on social media at Facts PC. Um, yeah, happy 2026, a new season. As Ferrari
season.
fans. Are we even really
Ugh,
that excited? No, not really. Gonna be very honest.
ugh,
They've already alleged that they're having problems with the car, so that's great.
yeah.
Like that's really great on like a whole like that's great. You know what I mean? Um,
It didn't even start with the testing. It didn't even Nothing even
no,
started yet, but we're already behind. That's
we're
just so
already behind.
typical. That's just so typical.
Now, for this episode's obviously going to be about the 2026 season. So for new F1 fans who joined mid-season last year, or just people who maybe want a little bit of reminder, let's quickly go through the teams. I'm going to go by the order that they are on the F1
Mm-hmm.
website, so not by championship order. So first up, we got Alpine. Alpine has been a long-term team at this point, which is actually kind of
Yeah,
amazing considering all the rocky shit. I mean, at one point last year, they had what, like 3 employees. But
it was
Alpine will be
insane.
driven by Pierre Gasly and Franco Colapinto. Now, Pierre has been driving for Alpine for years.
Yes.
He didn't start, but he used to drive for Red Bull and then got demoted. And Franco Colapinto, as we know, joined Alpine last year, replacing Jack Doohan after about
Mm,
5 races. Um,
yeah.
did
I'm
he have
still
a
salty
great
about that.
season? I'm very salty. They fired Jack because after
Yeah.
5 races he had 0 points. Franco did 15, 20 races and also got 0 points. But still got a seat for this year.
I
So
think it's always so ridiculous when a team's changing, especially a rookie. They changed them and they fired them after like 5 races. Boy, you can't
Alpine
even start
is
anything yet.
Alpine is notorious for doing dumb shit and
Yeah. Like with
yeah.
that logic, they should have fired Isaac after the first race when he disqualified in the not even the first round. What was it? Before even the race started, I think he disqualified.
It
And
was
look at
just
him.
Yeah, I have a hard time respecting Alpine. I have a hard time respecting Alpine fans. Not Pierre Gasly fans or Franco Colapinto fans, but Alpine fans. Because what do you mean? What do you mean?
Yeah,
It's
it's
almost worse than being a Ferrari fan. Because like at least with Ferrari you have some hope. You know what I mean? Like there's a little glimmer of
do
hope.
we though? Do we?
Yeah. Next up, we have Aston Martin, which has also been on the grid for a long, long time. We
Yeah.
have Fernando Alonso and Lance Stroll. They have been teammates for 4, 5, 6 years at this point. It's been a while.
Yeah,
And
actually.
Aston Martin is obviously co-owned by Lance Stroll's dad.
Hmm.
I don't really have anything to say.
I mean, I would love to see Fernando back in the podium. I feel like, was it 2 years ago, right? When they had a little bit of like a good
See, you're
thing
saying
going
nice things.
on.
I was about to say that this is the team for racists and Zionists. So
Oh yeah, I'm
I,
not talking about the team. I'm talking about only him. But team is
but Fernando
not for
Alonso
me.
and his fans aren't. I'm
No,
just
they're
gonna
also
shut the
not.
fuck up. I'm just gonna shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Next up, which is really weird because I thought that they were going by alphabetical order, but tell me why it goes Alpine, Aston Martin, Williams.
Oh.
But next up, we got Williams, which is driven by Carlos Sainz and Alexander
Hmm.
Albon. Williams is a historic team in F1. Williams has been around since pretty much the very beginning.
Yeah.
Carlos Sainz obviously used to drive for Ferrari, and before Ferrari, he
Yeah.
was driving for McLaren. And Alexander Albon started out as a Red Bull driver, but then had a mid-season driver switch to Williams and has been there since then. And Williams had a great
Yeah.
season last season. Carlos
Really
was
good
on the
season.
podium twice, and mind you, Lewis Hamilton driving a Ferrari was on the podium one time, which was when he won the sprint. So
Yeah.
that sucks.
I'm
Next up,
actually
we have
excited for
Audi.
Williams. It's kind
Sorry.
of growing on me.
I Williams is growing on me. I think Williams has always been kind of an underdog. I really like both Carlos Sainz and Alex Albon. Like I
Mm,
find both of them to be seemingly nice people, and I really like their
yeah.
girlfriends.
I mean, you
So
do have a personal vendetta with Alex Albon.
I have a personal vendetta. So first of all, you can hear the full
Vendetta.
story
Yeah.
in our 2024 season episode. But basically Alexander Albon wasted my fucking time at a Williams
Yeah.
meet and greet and then didn't even want to sign my hat. So I
Shame.
waited for like 3 hours for him. He was late. It was awful. Anyways, I've gotten over it, but I'm still pissed. Um, next up we have Audi. Audi is new on the grid. Well, I mean new and new. They're taking over for Stake. And Stake was Alfa Romeo Stake? I can't remember who Stake took over
Mm,
from. I think it was Alfa Romeo because they had Valtteri and
cannot remember.
Zhou in 2024. No, I can't
I
remember.
cannot remember. Me neither.
I can't remember. But Audi has taken over a team that's taken over a team that's taken over a team. It's one of
Yeah,
those. And
one
there
of
we have
those.
Nico Hulkenberg and Gabriel Bortoleto. So they kept the same drivers
Yeah,
as last season. I think Nico and Gabriel are a cute little, they seem to have a very sort of uncle
yeah.
nephew relationship. And
Especially
obviously
when
there's nothing to say
Nico,
yet about Audi.
yeah. Especially when Nico was on the podium, like you could just hear how excited Gabby was for him. Like it's just so
Yeah.
cute. It's so cute. But I think because Audi is German team,
Yes.
right? So I think they
I
would be
still think
working
it
really
should have
good.
been Nico and K-Mag. I think K-Mag should have been
Yes.
back by now. I think personally it is
Hmm.
ridiculous that Checo and Valtteri are back, but K-Mag is not. Okay, imagine
I agree with
Valtteri and
that.
K-Mag together.
Oh my God. I think they would be working just so good together.
They would be amazing because
Similar
both of them are
culture.
really, really good at defense. So
Yeah.
depending on how good the Cadillac car is, we've moved on now, Cadillac, by the way. Audi, we're done.
Hmm.
Cadillac, an American team with Checo Perez and Valtteri Bottas. And
Hmm.
I think now we don't know anything about the Cadillac car. Cadillac is not taking over an old car. It is a completely new team.
Yeah.
And so we don't know how good it is. But basically, if Valtteri and Kevin were on the same team, they would
Hmm.
be able to keep their qualifying positions because both of them are so good at defense. Like if they were able to qualify P4, P5,
Yeah.
they would be keeping P4, P5. Nobody would be able to get ahead of them.
No, I
Um,
agree. And I also think they would just work so harmoniously. That was a really
yeah,
hard word for me to say
that's a big word for
because
Elmo.
big word because they also have similar cultures. So I
I
think they
think
would
they
just
would get
be
along
good
really good.
together.
I
Yeah.
I think the Checo and Valtteri thing is weird. But this will be battle of the second drivers because Valtteri has always
Yeah.
been a bit of a second driver. Checo has always been a bit of a second driver. So we'll see now which of the two are better. One of them was a great second driver. Like they've both been the second driver to world
Yeah.
champions. So,
Yeah.
however, Valtteri, I believe, does have more podiums than Checo. I'm not sure though.
I don't know.
Next up, we have the greatest disappointment on the F1 grid, Ferrari. Ferrari, driven by Charles Leclerc and Lewis Hamilton.
Yes.
Y'all, I'm so.
Dream team on paper. Like
How
dream
did we
team
get
on
no
paper.
wins last season? No
I
wins
mean,
last
listen,
season.
people are also giving a very hard
And I
time.
know technically Lewis won the sprint, and I know
Hmm.
we as a fandom, we as a group tend to go
Hmm.
back and forth on whether or not a sprint win is a real win. And if
Yeah.
it's your favorite, it's a real win. But if it's not,
Yes.
then it's not a real win. So I
Yeah.
don't really know where to stand on that because he did win the sprint, but like it was a sprint.
I think it was a success for him. It's success for
Yeah.
us, success for the team. But I also feel like people are forgetting that no new driver to a new team has ever won a bunch of races in the first year because they're not the ones
No.
developing the cars. So it's
Other than
always
Oscar
gonna be
Piastri.
better. Well, yeah, that's true. That's true. Stand corrected.
And
But I
K
feel
K
like
Mag, who
second
got K
season,
Mag, who by the way had to this day the
yeah,
best debut in F1 history. His very
he
first
did.
race in
He did.
Australia, he got P2 driving for
That's true.
McLaren.
That is true.
I'm
That
just
is true.
saying,
That
for
is true.
somebody who's not on the grid, okay,
Yeah,
it's just a
yeah,
little
yeah, yeah,
weird to
yeah.
it's just a little weird to me. It's just a little weird
Just
to
a little
me.
funny. A little
Just a little
funny.
funny. Also, that the oh my God, now I'm gonna go on a whole tangent. It's also just a little bit funny to me that America gets 3 races, Spain gets 2 races, Italy used to get 2 races. Do you know who gets 0 races? Scandinavia. There are
That's so
zero
true.
Scandinavians on the grid anymore. This is Scandi erasure. That's what the fuck this
Mm,
is. Okay. That's
mm-hmm,
what the fuck is
mm-hmm,
going on.
mm. Point.
And I have a personal vendetta. How come everybody else
Yeah.
Ferrari, listen, Ferrari is filled with Danish people. Ferrari is filled with Danish people. We have Alba Larsen driving for Ferrari in the F1 Academy, and we
Yes.
have Nicholas Nilsson, I believe, who
Mm-hmm.
has won Le Mans in the Ferrari hypercar and is a great Ferrari hypercar driver.
Yeah.
Um, the McLaren, I can't remember what genre. Was it Le Mans? McLaren just hired Mikkel Jensen, who is also a Danish driver.
Mm.
So, what's up with K-Mag? What's up with K-Mag and where
I
is
really do
he?
miss him. I really do miss him. He was one of my favorites.
Listen, and please don't get on me about this because I don't watch the sport because the men are hot, because generally I don't even like men. Men disgust me to my core. But he
Mm.
was such a good dad, okay? And it was very nice
Yeah.
to see like a man be, a good dad. Him and Nico, the
Oh my God,
husbands.
their like love story with Nico went from literally hating on each other, suck my balls, mate, to lovey-dovey watching football
I
together.
fear, due
Just
to
so
Ferrari
good.
being as depressing as it is, this entire season is just going to be me bringing up K-Mag every single race and saying K-Mag wouldn't
Nice.
do me like this. Because K-Mag, and you know what? K-Mag had his second child 9 months after his pole position in Brazil.
That's so true.
Iconic. Literally,
Iconic.
because
Yep.
what else are you gonna do? What else are you gonna do?
Yep.
Oh my
So
God.
true.
Also,
So
his
true.
relationship to Alba, it's so cute. I'm very.
Yeah.
Anyways, speaking of K
But
Mag, the next team, Haas. I don't even want to
I
talk
just
about
want to go
Ferrari. They
back.
fucking suck.
I want to go back for one sentence is that it's going to be better. It's going to be better. It's going to be better for next year. I feel it. I feel it. It's going to be better.
We
It's going
said
to be
that
better.
last year too.
Yeah, but like this
And
year,
last year and last
realistically,
season was probably generally the worst season in a hot minute. In a hot fucking minute. Because remember 2023 when Max was winning every single race? At least everybody
yeah,
else had a shitty season.
that's true. That's
Williams
true.
was on podiums. Multiple.
I know. We were battling
Lewis
hot
got
cars
zero.
this
Lewis got
season.
0 real podiums.
Yeah.
Williams got like 3. I'm done. This team is a joke. Okay, you know how everybody's saying like, "Oh my God, America is a third world country with a Gucci belt." Ferrari is a top historic team with nothing to show for it over the past fucking 20 years, okay? The last world champion for Ferrari was Kimi Raikkonen.
That's true.
There are so
That
many
is true.
fans who are watching F1 now who don't even know who Kimi Raikkonen is. Okay?
That's a
That's how
shame.
fucking
That's
long
a
ago it is.
shame. That's true.
And the worst thing is,
That's
I
true.
just know that the Oscar Piastri fans who are new to F1, they would have loved Kimi Raikkonen. Okay? Y'all would have loved
Oh
Kimi
yeah.
Raikkonen.
Oh yes.
Anyways, speaking of K-Mag and Kimi Raikkonen, actually, Kimi Raikkonen has nothing to do with this. But Haas
Mm-hmm.
is driven by Esteban Ocon and Oliver Behrman. Now, Esteban Ocon used to be an Alpine driver, and before Alpine, Was he just for Alpine?
No.
No, he was somewhere else before Alpine because I remember when he got to Alpine, everybody was like, "Oh my God, the French Civil War," because
Yeah.
him and Pierre Gasly notoriously, used to be friends, aren't friends anymore. It's kind of given Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton, but
It was
no offense.
that pink team that went bankrupt.
Force India with
India,
Checo
Force India.
Perez. There we go. Check.
Exactly.
Yep. Yep.
Exactly.
So Ollie Behrman had his first season last season, but he did participate in his first F1 race in 2024, where he drove for Ferrari, and he
Yeah.
actually got 6 points during his first race, which was very
Yeah.
impressive.
Yeah.
Haas had an okay season. They did a lot better. This was the first full season without Gunther, I believe.
Mm.
And they did really well. Ollie got hella points. Esteban got hella points. They did better than Alpine, which I'm sure
Yeah.
Esteban was very happy about. Overall, I have nothing bad to say about Haas. I think
No, me
Esteban and
neither.
Ollie are very, to me, they seem like some of the most humble and like normal people on the
Mm.
grid. They seem
Mm-hmm.
very down to earth. Esteban loves Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Ollie's like 15 years old. It's very cute. It's a very love Haas. I have nothing bad to say about Haas,
You're
other than
not
the
very
fact that
good
they
with
fired
ages,
K-Mag.
huh? Yeah, that's true.
No, I'm not. I'm not very good with ages. You know how you always say you're really bad at guessing how many people are in a room?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm
Yes.
very bad at guessing how old people are. Um,
Yeah.
Ollie is
Yes.
like, I mean, obviously he's over 18, so he's like 19 or something, probably. I don't know.
I mean, to be honest,
There's
he's
no
around there.
way he's over 20 years old. I'm Googling it. Hold on. Because there's no way he's over 20 years old.
I think he might be. Maybe just
He's
20.
exactly 20. He's exactly
Yeah.
20. 2005? That's a crazy year to be born in. 2005?
Oh my God, that's insane, actually. 2000 and there's more.
Awful. Next up, we have the target of this season, McLaren.
Yes.
Ooh, y'all. I got nothing good to say about McLaren. Like, I'm gonna be so honest.
Mm,
I hate their team principal. Actually, I have one nice thing to say about McLaren, and that is that Oscar Piastri drives for McLaren. Lando Norris has been driving for McLaren for many years. McLaren is also sort of a historic team in F1. They've been there for a long time.
yes. Yes.
Their team principal, Zach Brown, awful,
I don't like
awful
him.
human being.
No.
And listen, I don't, again, please remember that we don't know these people personally. Okay. I've never met, that's not true.
No,
I've met Carlos Sainz,
that's
but
true.
I don't know these people. Okay. They don't know me.
No.
So I am
No.
just some bitch on the internet talking shit about them because it's very easy to talk shit about them. It's especially easy to talk shit about them when your team lost and they won. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
the same way everybody in
Of
2024 was
course.
hating Red Bull, it's like
Of course. It's
it is
always
what it
like
is.
that.
So moving on, Mercedes. Mercedes actually is kind of iconic in the sense that they actually were a part of their very first F1 races. However, due to a horrible incident back in, I believe it was the 60s, which killed a lot of people, Mercedes decided to not participate in F1 for many years. And then they returned,
Mm.
I believe, back in 2011, 2012, and they had Michael Schumacher. And I don't like talking about Michael Schumacher. I genuinely get really,
I
really
know.
sad thinking about it. Like, I remember.
Yes.
The worst thing is, I started getting into F1 around 2023, and I thought Michael Schumacher had just retired. Okay. And we were in Paris. We were in
Yes.
Paris.
Yes.
And I can't remember what it was, but I think I said something along the lines of like, I wonder what Michael Schumacher's doing now. And then you're like, girl. And I was like, what? And you're like, he's like, I mean, he's alive, but like,
Yeah, nobody
is
knows anything about him.
and
Like
then I went
no
in a
news,
rabbit hole,
nothing.
and to
Yes.
this day it's very upsetting. But basically Mercedes did a
It is.
comeback, and Michael Schumacher was supposed to be the whole, whatever. Mercedes then became iconic because they had Lewis Hamilton, who obviously won 6 Drivers' Championships in the Mercedes. They had Nico Rosberg, who also won a World Drivers' Championship in the Mercedes.
Yeah.
They had like 7 years in a row where they were winning everything.
Yes.
And then notoriously, they broke up with Lewis Hamilton, and he started driving for Ferrari. So Mercedes is now being driven by George Russell, who has been driving for Mercedes since like 2018, 2019, I believe,
Yeah. Yeah.
somewhere
For a
along
long time
there.
now.
George replaced Valtteri, and then Kimi Antonelli. The name Antonelli, if you are Italian or if you are into motorsports, probably seems like something you've heard and probably have. Antonelli is a very popular motorsports family, and they did really well last year. Kimi got a
Really
podium
good.
his first season. George did good, and George was like consistently good too.
We were
Um,
even talking in every episode that everybody was so focused on each other, with like the McLarens were fighting each other with Max, and George was consistently on like third or fourth position. And we were even
George
talking
was
like he's gonna
consistently
sneak
good, and
up.
he's a diva. And he's a diva, and I
He
kind of
is a
love him for that.
diva.
Like, I
Yeah.
kind of love George Russell. It's kind of hard to hate on George Russell. Like, you gotta love him. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta
You know,
love George
it's
Russell.
so fun how like our opinion of the drivers also evolved throughout the seasons, because in the beginning
Yeah.
he was
I will
so
say, though,
annoying.
something that shouldn't actually mean anything, but secretly
Hmm.
does, is the way the fans of the drivers act will impact
Yes,
how much I like the drivers.
yes.
I personally, based off of what I personally have seen personally on Twitter, personally for me, not everybody, for me, what I have personally seen,
Hmm.
Lando Norris fans are awful. Awful. Okay. Oscar Piastri fans are amazing. And what really turned me into kind of a George fan was when I saw someone tweet something along the lines of, we need to find like a fandom name for George Russell fans.
Hmm.
And then they started calling each other Grussel Sprouts. And I was like, how am I? You can't hate that.
That is
You
just so
can't hate that.
iconic. No.
Next up, we got Racing Bulls. Racing Bulls is the sister team to Red Bull Racing, and they had some
Hmm.
drama last year. Because last year, who the fuck was driving last year? It started being Yuki and Isaac. And then on Red Bull,
Yes,
it was Max and Liam. And then halfway
yes,
through the season, they decided to switch Liam and Yuki,
yes.
meaning Yuki went to Red Bull and Liam went to Racing Bulls. And
Yeah.
so this year, it all changed again. So Racing Bulls is now Liam Lawson, who we have mixed opinions on. Okay, it kind of depends on the day. He's
Yeah.
growing on me. He's growing on
Yes,
me.
yes, 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 yes.
Um,
He also
and
had to
then
be
his
humbled. He had to be
he
humbled in
had
the
to be
beginning.
humbled, and that's what it was. We can do a whole episode talking about the shit show that was last season, but he came into Red Bull acting like he was hot shit, was then proved that he was in fact just shit, and then went to Racing Bulls and did a little better. Like he did a little better. And this year he will be
Yeah.
driving with Arvid Lindblad,
Mm-hmm.
who is a rookie, the only rookie of the season.
Yes.
Now, Arvid Lindblad, to me, Lindblad, so his whole name is, I just had to Google this shit. So his whole name is Arvid Anand Olaf Lindblad. And I was like, that is a Swedish name. Like, that is a Swedish fucking name. So I was
Mm-hmm.
wondering like, what he's driving for, but
Yeah.
he's driving with the British flag. However,
Yeah.
it does say, and he was born in Britain, but it does say that his father is Swedish and his mother is Indian, but he was born in England.
Okay.
So that's why, because I was wondering at first, I thought maybe he was Moroccan, because
Mm-hmm.
he, to me, looks kind of similar to Isaac.
Mm-hmm.
But, and then I was like, but the last name to me is giving Swedish, and I can say that because I'm Danish. So I was a little confused, but that's what it is. So he's half Indian and half Swedish, but he was born and raised in England and will be flying
Wonderful.
with the English flag, the British
Mm-hmm.
flag. Um,
Yes.
so there's that. And Racing Bulls, I like Racing Bulls. I actually like very honestly, I find their
It's
social media
growing on
very
me.
funny.
It's so entertaining.
Um,
It's so
I think
entertaining.
last year Isaac was amazing. Isaac, I
Isaac
love
was
Isaac.
hands down, Isaac was my favorite rookie of the year. He had
He
such
Isaac to
like
me,
a change throughout the whole season. He went from literally
yeah.
disqualifying from the first race. Everybody was like, well, then you're gonna be
He
really
got a
shit. And then
podium.
he was on the podium. He was
Love
consistently
him.
just like so
And
good. Lovely person.
he seems like a great person. And this is all based off
Yes.
interviews. It's based off their public
Yes.
persona. Mind you, again, we don't know
Exactly.
them. But to me,
Exactly.
Isaac seems like just a great guy. And I love that he is Team Lewis Hamilton. I love that
He is
even
so
though
cute.
he
He's
has
like
now
the
been
biggest
working,
fan.
he's been working with Lewis for a year now, but you can still
Yes.
see anytime they're interacting, you can see him being nervous to go up and talk to him, which I think is really cute.
I think the cutest thing about last season was that there were so many new rookies that were like so
Mm.
young and they literally grew up with the whole Lewis Hamilton winning era. And they were
Yeah.
just like starstruck. They were like, oh my
As they
God, this
should
is the
be.
icon. And then they were colleagues. That was
I
so
know.
fun. I love it for
And then we
them.
have last but not least, we have Red Bull Racing, which
Mm-hmm.
we've gone up, listen, we've been on a whole adventure with Red Bull Racing. Okay.
Oh,
Hated them in
yes.
2023, hated them in 2024. In 2025, it went from I would rather it was Max and Red Bull Racing to win than Lando Norris and McLaren. So,
But we also have to separate Max and Red Bull Racing because there's
yes, because
that's a difference as
I
well.
like Max Verstappen. He
Yes.
genuinely seems like a nice guy. I'd love to drink a beer with him. I'd love to know
Mm-hmm.
what's wrong with him, like on a personal, like
I mean,
clear,
lots of
like,
trauma will does it to you, I
and I love
guess.
it. Like, I feel like me and him, we would
Oh
we would
yeah.
just laugh. We would just have a
Mm-hmm.
laugh. You know what I mean?
You
And
know
then
you would
next to
be you
Max,
would be you would be trauma bonding, and I think
yeah.
that's what it would be. Yeah,
And now
it would be
next to
lovely.
Max Verstappen, we have Isaac Hadjar. So love Isaac. Don't know why they would put him at Red Bull. That's super mean. Every number two driver at Red Bull gets traumatized and then fired. That's what happened to
I'm
Yuki.
really really
That's what
scared
happened
for
to
him.
Checo.
What
It's
happened to Pierre Gasly? What happened to Alex Albon? What happened to
yeah,
Carlos Sainz?
yeah.
I'm just really, really worried about him because this is a huge opportunity. I would say yes as well if I would be in the situation. Obviously, you want to say yes. But I'm
Yeah.
just so scared for him that he's just
But
gonna
it's also
disappear.
especially because they don't when they had Yuki's been on the grid for a while. He's been on the
Yeah,
grid for a hot minute. And
yeah.
the thing is, they can't switch with anybody. If they decide mid-season, oh, you know what, Isaac isn't doing what we're supposed to do, are they going to switch with Liam, who's already failed once at Red Bull Racing? Are they going to put in
Yeah,
the
but
rookie?
me, no, I think, you know what? I actually think that could work. So, like, okay, maybe Isaac is not ready. We're gonna switch with Liam because they already tried Liam and Liam already knows where he failed.
Yeah,
So, sending him
maybe,
back for another year for like kindergarten so he can be ready for
maybe.
big school. Yeah, I'm
We'll
just I'm
see.
just really scared for Isaac and I wish him all the best. I'm just like he's gonna
Because
be
I love
eaten alive.
him.
Yes, and he's so
And I miss
talented.
Yuki. I miss
I
Yuki.
really miss Yuki.
I
I'm
love
gonna miss
Yuki.
him.
I think Yuki
I'm
was
gonna miss him just as
unproblematic.
much as Kimmy, not Kimmy, K-Mag.
Period.
Mm-hmm.
Period. Oh my
Mm-hmm.
God, Yuki and K-Mag could have been iconic too. K-Mag could work with anybody. He could make it work with anybody because he's Danish. He doesn't give a shit.
No, but
Like,
also like put him in a Red Bull. Put
put
him in a Red
put
Bull.
K-Mag in a Red Bull. Okay?
Yes.
Max Verstappen will never have a better teammate than K-Mag. Those motherfuckers, especially because K-Mag,
Honestly,
I just, don't
the
even get me
amount of
started, bitch.
oh my God, what did you call it? Maxter class,
The Magster
right?
classes.
The Maxter class of defense that he was showing for Nico
Yeah.
Hülkenberg, him and Max Verstappen. Honestly, dream team. Dream team.
Dream team. Oh my gosh.
Where is the petition? What do we need to sign? We should just send an anonymous email to Red Bull Racing. Hello, you're missing out.
K-Mag is just
And
so special
he
to
would
me.
look amazing in the Red
He
Bull
is
suit.
so special to me. I have his autobiography, which the way he talks about his wife, the way he talks about his family, like it's so
Yeah.
the way he's been like shit on after McLaren, and then he didn't have
Yeah.
anything, and then he was offered with Haas, and then Haas actually fired him, and then they brought him back. Like, I love him.
Yeah, that's true. However, Red Bull Racing also been through it this year. I mean, they had a whole change of
Yeah, but that's
principal.
because their team principal was a disgusting piece of shit who cheated on his
Yes,
wife. He
it was
deserved
still a
every
change.
bad
It
thing
was a
that's
huge
ever happened
change.
to him. How are you going to make a Spice Girl look like a dumb bitch? Okay, I hate Christian Horner. He's the worst thing to ever happen to motorsports. And I mean that on like a genuine, serious level. And I know he might have been a good team principal in the sense that like he got Max, the world championships, and that's what the whole, those who can't do teach, because he had his own failed driving career because he's a
It's the
shitty
whole
person.
it's
Sorry.
the whole thing is that like historically every shitty person was good in their job.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, and he is good in his job. He's just
But he's been fired. Yay.
yes, that's true.
Anyways, we're getting there with the episodes, so we'll see.
I'm
We'll see you
excited.
at some point.
I'm excited for a new season. I think it's gonna be
Me too.
great. I think it's gonna be fresh. And I think now
Yep.
that the rookies had their like first year of trying out stuff and knowing actually how things work, I think this year is gonna be like actual racing. And I
Same.
fucking hope that McLaren is gonna be challenged by other teams.
I hope Ferrari wins. I hope Ferrari wins one of the championships. I don't give a fuck which one.
You know
Okay.
what? It was so
I
funny.
want 2026 to be the year where we Ferrari fans are genuinely going to sit there and be like, oh my God, which one of our drivers do we want to win? Like, I want to be in the McLaren situation. I want to sit there, except the McLaren boys are so inherently different, where with Ferrari, it's like, at least from what I've gathered personally, what I've seen personally,
Yes.
Charles and Lewis fans seem pretty much in agreement that both of the drivers are great. So it's like that's where I want
Yeah.
to be. That's where I deserve to
Yeah.
be. I
Yeah.
deserve to be hopeful. I deserve to not
You
want to
do. You
die after
do.
every single race. I deserve to not sit there and be like, how has this team been going for this long when they clearly don't know shit about racing?
But you know
The
what you can
motherfuckers
do?
on the Ferrari garage act like they don't know that this is a race. Like they act like they've never seen F1 before. They act like I'm done. I'm done. I'm tired.
We would never get invited to any event by Ferrari because we are the biggest fans, but we are the biggest haters.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
But I feel like that's part of being a Ferrari fan. If you are a Ferrari fan and you say, "Oh my God, but I love Ferrari." No, you're not a Ferrari fan, bitch. That's how I know you're fake as fuck.
It's you know what it is? It's Stockholm syndrome. That's what
Yeah.
it is. That's
Who's
what
that
it is.
guy that's holding me hostage? Talking about what's that song? I can't remember the beginning of that song, but you know the song I'm talking about. If you know, you know.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. However, what you can do to follow the season is that you can get our F1 journal, which is gonna be
Period.
out in production very, very soon. It's gonna be so fun. You can follow the races, you can have some
Yup.
bingos, you can
Yup.
cry over the journal when you're
Yup.
filling out all the wins. It's gonna be so
Yup.
fun. It's gonna
And
be
you can
so
get it in
much
your favorite
fun.
colors: red, orange, blue, or black.
Exactly.
They will be
Exactly.
available in a few weeks. Follow us on social media at FactsPC to keep up with that. And have the day you deserve.
Have a lovely day, whatever time you're listening to this or watching this, and
Yeah.
touch some grass.
Yep.
That's my advice.
All right. Bye.
Bye bye.